So your soul wants you to be a little easier on yourself. You're being really hard on yourself, and I have a channeled message for you about that. We have the patience card that came out, and it said, I accept that everything happens in divine order. And then followed by that was the acceptance card saying, I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. There's a lot coming up for you around growth. It says here, I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. So I have more cards, but before we get into them, the messages I'm getting here is your soul, your inner being, your higher self is asking you to be patient and gentle with yourself with these changes you want to make. You know, when we become aware that we want to make a change, it's typically because we've experienced something that's uncomfortable. We're seeing patterns within ourselves that we don't like. We notice the ways we've been hurting ourselves or holding ourselves back or sabotaging or whatever. Maybe we got undesired results and we're starting to like realize, hey, like this is a pattern within me. And it can be really easy to slip into being super self-critical, but that doesn't work. And yes, it's good to have the awareness and take responsibility. Yes, those are good things, but you're going to get better results. You're going to shift out of these unhelpful patterns more quickly if you're loving to yourself. And likely these patterns are because someone was judgmental towards you as a child. So judging yourself isn't going to help heal this, right? We need to go in with the medicine, which is the opposite. It's always self-love, it's always compassion, it's always softening up our energy. So noticing, how can you come into more acceptance? How can you accept that there's this part of you that's hurt, this unhelpful pattern that you've formed based off, and there's wounding that you've created to protect yourself from unfavorable things that happened at some point in your life. Understanding that this is a part of you that maybe isn't as developed and mature as you would like, but that doesn't mean that you're unworthy. And this part of you actually needs you to be really gentle and kind. So landing in acceptance and having patience with yourself is the first step. I'm trying to get these cards hanging. Patience and acceptance is the first step. And sorry, don't mind the bad lighting. It's just, I'm in my car, but I wanted to do this reading for you. And if you're new and you haven't met me before, hi, welcome. I'm Hannah. I teach mindset and energetics, and I teach you how to combine the two in order to really step into your power and create the changes in your life that you want and manifest absolutely anything you want. Also, side note before we finish the rest of this reading, because I have more cards for you, if this is resonating and you want help really strengthening the way you view yourself, your self-concept, really being kinder to yourself, really rewiring new beliefs into your mind that are going to actually help you step into that version of yourself that you want to be, I invite you to check out, I have a free self-concept affirmation track for you at the top of my page. You can go grab and download that now. And I also have a lot of really helpful tools too, like my self-concept guide. You can do readings, email coaching with me. I have a lot of self-paced programs, a lot of stuff for you. Anyway, but the next card out is growth, okay? So you are desiring to grow. You're desiring to learn these lessons. You're desiring to be better. And so instead of like shaming yourself about that, how about you congratulate yourself? Like, wow, this is awesome that I'm at this point where I'm having these realizations. If old ways are feeling outdated, it's because I'm growing and I'm going to step into that relaxed, accepting energy, which is going to allow those old patterns to fall away and allow my higher self to emerge instead of holding myself back with the shame and guilt, because that doesn't work. So it says, I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. So that's what you're working on now. So I just want to congratulate you and tell you, like, you're doing a good job and where you're at is perfect. You are whole and complete and you're right where you need to be. And you have a desire to move beyond these patterns and to grow and expand, because that's what your soul is trying to help you do. So you are totally supported in that. And what this is going to lead to is happiness. Okay, we have humor and grief coming out. So what I'm getting specifically for you, if this is resonating, is that instead of giving yourself grief for your patterns, instead of like feeling sorry for yourself, instead of being like, oh, woe is me, look at this mess I created, that's kind of being in your wounded feminine energy. Like, how can you just have a little bit of humor? We have the Buddha here. It says, I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. Like, how can you let this be easy? How can you just look at this and be like, you know what, that's just my inner child or my inner teenager, like rebelling or self-sabotaging or feeling like they're not empowered. Like, let me go in and love that part of myself and maybe just kind of like laugh at like my cute little human ways of dealing with it and not take it so seriously and be in a light, nice energy, because it's going to help you move through it more quickly. 444 on the clock there. Because it says here grief. It says, I understand losing something is an opportunity to appreciate. So looking at maybe the things you've done that you're not super proud of, maybe looking at the areas you've held, the ways you've held yourself back, it's just an opportunity to appreciate things more deeply, appreciate yourself and what you're worthy of more deeply. I'm getting a lot around self-worth here, okay? Because it's going to lead to your happiness. It says, I am aware that being happy means I am on the right path. And this ties together beautifully where when I was explaining to you that you don't create the positive changes you want by shaming yourself, by putting pressure on yourself. We create lasting change. We facilitate healing when we can hold acceptance for ourselves and our journey and where we're at and anyone else involved, and choose to see it through the eyes of love, choose to accept it, choose to have a growth mindset instead of a fixed mindset, right? Choose to be open and flexible and perhaps even see the situation with a little humor. You know, like humans are cute. We're all just doing our best. And, you know, you don't have to take everything so seriously. I think you should take yourself seriously, take your self love seriously, but don't make it this big, heavy chore. Let it be this fun journey because you're expanding. You're expanding into more, which is exactly why you're here. I love you. You got this. I'm here to support you. If you're not following, I invite you to give me a follow. That way, you know, you can get tuned into all this other videos and content I make around these topics. And again, the link at the top of my page has all the additional resources, both free and paid, that you can tap into and claim if that would feel supportive for you. I also do send emails out with channeled messages about weekly. So if you'd like to receive those emails from me, you can sign up with that at the link at the top of my page. I'll see you in the next one.